welcome back to another stream. I think the lighting is pretty decent now. Of course it isn't the best, I'm living in Norway, so that will always be an issue when it's getting further on to the winter. But in today's stream, and if you're watching this back, I will be signing some new players and also target the new Goal Rush, which is currently live. I will talk about that, if it's worth it now to purchase players. And also talk a little bit about the court case, because the stream that I actually had for 1 day or 2 days ago got taken down, and a lot of the things I said was as predicted, and we will talk a little bit about that also further on. So yeah, welcome to everyone, and it's also a lot of matches playing live, so if you are watching this back, that is very understandable. But yeah, let's get into everything. And first of all, we can just start off with the court case. And also, I love this match center thing. 20 cards playing now, so I should probably watch some matches, and this is very unfortunate. Bad captain choice with Josh Brownhill here. But yeah, let's look at the court case, because Sorare court case, we can just take it up on the screen right here. Sorare court case. And yeah. Here we can see, Sorare has been charged by the Gambling Commission with 3 counts of providing unlicensed gambling facilities remotely for consumers in the UK. Each charge relates to different time period between February 2022 and April 2024. So that means, very quickly explain, that this will be delayed. So this is like, I think it's in May 2025 or something. Yeah, June 2025. So that is a while until that will happen. So in the meantime, nothing will change with the game. Everything will be the same, so nothing will actually change. So this is actually not any bad news or not any good news. And of course, I'm not an expert in this area, so this will probably mean just a delay. But it's 3 different charges they have gotten. And they are, of course, pleading not guilty, as Nicholas Julia have tweeted about over on Twitter. So far, nothing will change. So that is actually pretty good news. I thought it would come to a conclusion much earlier, and the negative side is that this will just be something that will be delayed, so we haven't got any more information. Just that it's 3 charges, not 1, and everything is regarding unlicensed gambling facilities. So this isn't anything illegal Sorare have been doing, which some people thought they also may have taken up in court. So that is something that we also need to take into consideration. So yeah, let's get into everything, because we will try to change the gallery completely in today's stream. And of course, this is just the start of my huge gallery rebuild. And currently, welcome Copy, welcome to the stream, man. Welcome. Glad to see you in the chat. Because currently, you have probably seen in my gallery that I don't have too much strength anymore. Of course, we have these boys right here. And also with the Goal Rush currently ongoing, I think now it's arguably the best time to get into some different purchases here. And also, what the performance by Aaron Wan-Bissaka. What has he done wrong? Okay, very bad game so far by him. Good game by John Ayew so far, and we have some special weeklies here that has potential. Luis Milla with a decent start, Marvin Duksch not doing too great. These guys here not doing anything so far, and Valmor Anton with another mediocre score, Semeni with a decent performance so far, and yeah, so there isn't too much strength in my gallery at the moment. But that is the plan, to make a gallery that is much stronger. This is probably the main team this weekend that we hope that we can get some cash from. But all over the place in my gallery, there is a lot of weaknesses, and something we need to, of course, try to be better all over the place. And specifically when we go to the Goal Rush, I think here is something that we may use to our advantage when it comes to the scouting and also the plan ahead. Because as you can see here, buy limited cards and earn raffle tickets. And I haven't done the math, but when each player scores 1 goal, he will be put into the raffle. So let's say there are 1,000 players scoring in that time period. It will be 1,000 cards given away. And then you need to do your math. How many cards will be listed on the instant buy and auction market? And more specifically, how many cards will be bought? If that is around 1,000 or 2,000 or even 3,000, it could arguably it's probably much more, to be 100% honest, but you know where I'm heading at. If you can try to do that math, you can try to monitor if it's actually worth it to go out there and purchase a lot of in-season cards. and that is probably what we are going to be trying to do. And if we go onto the marketplace, we haven't seen that much of a rise in terms of price. But I think this is a way that Sorare is going to try to stabilize the market in the international break. Because as you probably know, in many international breaks, the market goes down. So I think this is a way to just have it in a good place. But in today's stream specifically, we'll talk about and also try to find players and also try to prepare ahead after the international break. Because as we see in my gallery, I have some plans here. I need to just check. Yeah, the sound is good. Nice. Okay, so the plan here is to, first of all, just look where we're currently at. If we go to international, where is it? International Nights Classic. This is the upcoming game week. We should have a goalkeeper in this. I'm pretty sure that we have Ørjan Nyland, if I'm not 100% mistaken. That is very, very weird. We should have Nyland. Isn't Norway playing? I may be jinxing this. Nyland, I think they should be playing in game week 16. Yeah, they are playing against Slovenia, so I don't know why he isn't up. And if we go back, I can just try to fill him in now. All-star rare. Okay, so for some reason he isn't there. But also I have a defender here from Norway, which is Østigård, and also in midfield we have, like, what is this? Sorry, data is very, very buggy. Or if we do this, we can check international. That was very, very bad spelled, but either way, we can go here and go to the international nights. If we go here, we could check. Yeah, here we go. We have Ørjan Nyland. We have Leo Østigård. We have James Rodriguez, which has a very, very favorable fixture against Bolivia, and he is also on penalties and most set pieces for them. And also in attack we have Sørloth, which has a very, very good fixture. Welcome, liking, welcome to the stream, bro. Welcome, welcome. And then we also have probably we could play Kobe Mainu here. We could play Harry Maguire. We could play Lucas Digne if he is predicted to start. I don't think he will. Harry Sotar will unfortunately not be here, but then we have one extra player here that we can try to fit into this team. So that is like my main plan for the upcoming weekend. And then we have, of course, the main weekend with international fixtures, which I haven't prepared too much for, but this will be very important for what I will be doing with my gallery, because there are some players that I want to get sold, but has very, very good fixtures in the international break. So that is one of the reasons I'm trying to find that out, which players will stay in the gallery and which will leave. We also have Ørjan Nyland here, we have Danny Ward, we have two Danny Wards with utility, and then we also have Lukasz Skorupski and other players in different positions that I want to get rid of to reinvest, because I have a limited project that I want to try to pitch to you guys, and I would love some feedback from you guys as well, if it's a good or a bad idea to do. But we have a lot of players here, and also Zakaria, which is a new winning, you can call it. Dennis Zakaria here, very, very happy with this reward, and he is currently on sale. But he's also a player with international utility. He has been very, very good for Monaco so far this season, with some incredible scores along the way. So definitely want to have on my monitor, because he may be a piece to the future. But when I talk about a full rebuild, I want to rebuild from the ground. It's a little bit like Manchester United now in recent time with the new owners coming in. It's a little bit of the same situation, because recently I haven't gotten any joy by playing this game in terms of getting good rewards each weekend. It has been low tier rewards in the numerous of the occasions, and I want to rebuild, have a strong gallery that can fight for the top spots each weekend. And now in the upcoming days, I think I will stream in numerous of occasions more than making videos, because now I'm in a period where I want to change everything and then be ready for the upcoming game week, which isn't international break, but in 2 weeks time. So I will try to monitor the gallery away from what it currently is. As you can see here, a lot of players that isn't that great, and a lot of mediocre players, and try to move it up to a very, very strong gallery in general. So that is the current plan, because at the moment there aren't any key players in the gallery for me. James Rodriguez, not the key player. Zakaria, not the key player. He's currently on sale. And when we scroll through the gallery, there aren't. Bayana is probably my most important player at the moment. yeah, without a doubt, actually my most important player. So he is a player we may build my gallery around. But first of all, I want to hear your guys' thoughts regarding the limited investments. Should I invest more in limited? Because I've been very, very tempted by doing it for a while now, invest more in limited, because there is a lot of prizes to be given away there, and also with the goal rush. That is what I'm currently thinking of doing. Investing in limited, being ready for this, and also hopefully win some cards along the way. But that is just, of course, a bonus. Not that I expected that. So that is the plan for today's stream. Try to prepare and try to look ahead. And first of all, I think I want to build a Bundesliga team. Or leave that in the live chat, boys. Bundesliga, La Liga, Premier League, or Champion. Which is the one that we should prepare for first? Because I'm now coming a little bit late into the in-season hype when it comes to limited. So I'm not sure which region I should focus the most in. Because if you go to Scout, we can go here and to watch list. I want to create a new watch list. Indicate. Okay, so we can take limited, rebuild, and I think La Liga is such an underrated place to build. How many cards are given away in Goal Rush? That is a very, very good question. 2 seconds, because when we go to Goal Rush here, if, for example, Haaland scores, one chance of him will get into this. So let's say there are 1,000 goals from October 4th to October 15th. That means that 1,000 cards will be given away. So your goal should be to accumulate as many tickets as possible, so you have a chance to win goal scorers. And of course, that could be everyone from Haaland to Scott McTominay and etc. So that is very, very exciting. So that is also one of the reasons I've gone a little bit hard in this time period and tried to get some more players into the gallery. So therefore, I think limited rebuild, I want to be pretty strong in all regions. I think I will start with... I think I want to have a budget in limited. If you look at my budget here, I think I want to have a budget of around 200 euros or maybe 250 euros, and the rest be spent in rare. I'm pretty sure that will be my go-to strategy now, because something I really like to do, if we look ahead completely, if we go to limited, and if we look ahead, because we are currently pretty good in contender with our Seoul and Kawasaki from Tailboys, so Challenger under 23, and also the other in-season competitions are the places we want to go the biggest in. But we are going to prepare now mainly for game week 18 and onwards, because that is where everything will happen from there on. Because the international game week I'm not going to focus too much on at the moment. Although we have some lineups there that could do very well. But for example, let's just look at rare. If you go to champ in season in rare, for some reasons there are no players playing. Yeah, we need to go to game week 5 19. And here we can see we have Manchester United playing against Brentford. That is an extremely good fixture. And also a hard fixture by Örjan Nyland, Lukas Skorupski with a decent fixture. But all over the place here, we don't have any standout players in the goalkeeper positions and all over the place. We are a little bit scuffed if we look at the defenders here as well. Many tough fixtures. And we haven't those very good players because we have sold out a little bit. So my question, should we try to bolter up in rare or just go in limited? That is my question, and I'm not sure. Because we have Alex Baena, which is such a good player, and he has such a good fixture here, so he will go straight in there. In the goalkeeper positions, we don't have too many good options. Of course, we have Andrea Onana, but I always like to play a full Manchester United stack. But for example, Lukas Skorupski is an interesting option here. We have Alex Remiro, which doesn't normally concede more than 3 goals. So we could do something like this, and in defense have, for example, Nayef Aguerd, which is the player that I like too much to use here in such a big priority lineup. Yuri Bershishe is a very interesting option. Especially, yeah, he's a very good player when they play against a low block. So he may be a player to go for here. Or Valdemar Anton with this fixture could be very intriguing to go for. And then we have in attack If we scroll up, we have Antony with a good fixture, but of course he won't start. And we also have Marcus Rashford. We have Sørloth against Leganes, a fixture that he will most likely start. And then we have the extra player that could be probably anyone here. Zakaria could be a very, very interesting option, the newly won player. Or it could be Manuel Ugarte for Manchester United. It could also be Naif Aguerd, it could be Harry Maguire, it could be Casemiro. But to be 100% honest, I don't think any of these players are like standing out to me. Maybe Lewis Hall, Yuri Bershiche, maybe James Rodriguez. We have some good options here and there, but my point is that there aren't any standout players. Maybe Kobe Mainu could take the edge here. But when I scroll down, there aren't any players that is like talking to me and like being no-brainers into this team. And that is what I'm trying to look for. Players that are like, when you just see them, when you scroll further, there are players that go straight into the team. And if I just go for a random player here, because there is of course a long time to prepare for this, we could go for Yuri Bershiche, for example, and then we could captain Alex Baena, something like this. This is a strong team, don't get me wrong, but is it capable of winning a division? Not in my opinion. And that is why I want to change my gallery, to go from a team like this to a winning team that can win week in and week out, or at least do very, very well week in and week out, and have potential for it. So I think a $250 budget is very, very nice. And this will of course be a part of the Kylian Mbappe to Glory series also as well, because a lot of this budget will go into that. So we could argue to take it down to $200 and try to build out here, or 200 euros we can go for. Because now we have Marc-André ter Stegen also currently in the gallery, which has an injury. That was a mistake, I'm sorry. If we could go just euros here. And then we could do private here and just create it and try to find players, because in the La Liga sector I have some plans and I'm not sure if I want to go for Champion or La Liga or Premier League or all three of them, because I think this Goal Rush promo is a very, very good time to actually get straight into purchasing players and etc. So specifically in if we go to player and card finder, we could try to go for different players in different positions here. We just filter in everything, and we could start off with La Liga, I think, because although I'm not the biggest fan of targeting La Liga too much, I actually really, really like targeting Champion. Going for League 1 and Serie A players that is a little bit under the radar. I think that is what I will be targeting in the future with Kylian Mbappe, etc. Because we have a team there in Division 1, if I'm not mistaken. I may be mistaken there, I'm not sure. If we go down here, I'm not 100% sure about that one. Goal by Getafe. Okay, so no contributions here. Yeah, nothing. That isn't great. And scrolling further down, if we have Champion here, how do we see which division we are in? I'm not sure. Why can't I click on 2024 to 25? I'm not sure. But either way, I think going for a Serie A or a League 1 team could be very, very powerful. And that is something that I want to do. Definitely. And I don't want to go for full stacks, but go for underrated players. So that is something that I want to definitely do, and try to find some hidden gems here. When we scroll out, we have players like Yunayo Ito, which is the first player that comes to my mind. In terms of his price, he's a little bit pricey. But in terms of his scores, he's a very, very good and consistent scorer. From the start of the season, he has been performing very, very well. And also in fixtures that has been tough. And if Montpellier is this fixture, and then after that they have Auxerre, Brest, Toulouse, Le Havre. There are some good features here, I'm not going to lie, with Yunayo Ito. So definitely want to look out for. And scrolling further down, Wanderson is also a player that has been performing pretty great recently in terms of his scores. Yeah, very, very impressed by his scores recently. And also they have had some tough fixtures along the way. After the international break, Lille, which is a tough one, and Champions League, and also Nice, which is, of course isn't a great fixture either. And we have Højbjerg also, which is just an incredible scorer. He may be a player that I want to purchase, but like he is very, very expensive. But in terms of his scores, he have been out of this world, to say the least. So he is also a player that we may go for. But as I said, it's a little bit of a tricky one because in one way, I believe in this game and etc. But when I purchase players for the future and etc., I want the players to have also a short-term potential to earn the money back fast. So a player like Pierre-Emil Højbjerg could be a very, very good one. Very, very good one. But I think, first of all, if we're going to do this, let's start in the goalkeeper position. And one thing that I'm very, very tempted to do is to go for La Liga goalkeeper, to go for La Liga defender, and then have the rest of the teams being League 1 or Serie A or Bundesliga, which is very, very high scoring. That may be a pretty good strategy and something I've always loved to do. And if I go to the goalkeeper position, try to get some hidden gems here. Maybe Szczesny is a good option here as well. Let's go through it. We have Alex Remiro, of course, which is a pretty damn good goalkeeper. In terms of his fixtures, Atletico Madrid is a good one. Girona, game week 19, and then he has some decent fixtures, to be fair. But I think it also that haven't looked too great, so I think in limited, I don't want to double up on him. Moving further down in players that I think can do very, very well in terms of getting clean sheets. There aren't too many standing out so far this season. We have, of course, Jan Oblak here, but he is further down, I think. Jan Oblak here, we can see, and he has also, of course, a premium because of his international football for Slovenia. But he hasn't been great recently either. Are there any good League 1 or Serie A goalkeepers that I may pick up? Because there are, of course, Peña is a good one, but also Szczesny is also a player that I really like. And he has now recently moved, if we have Szczesny here, and he has gone up a lot in price. Wow. Imagine the people getting him for this sum. Wow, okay, let's look at that card for fun. If we do this, okay. Can we look at that one? Wow, and he went all the way up there. Wow, that is insane. That is like 100, over a 100x in price. So he's also a player that I'm very tempted to get into the gallery. But I'm not 100% sure about it. Let's try to take the filter here to scout, and if we go to lineup concepts beta, if we go in goal and take Szczesny, and he is playing against Sevilla in game week 19. The question is, does he go straight into the team? Or is Enoch Peña going to fight and win against him when it comes to fighting for the spot? Because it's a very big price to pay for Szczesny. And it's one season, but it's with Barcelona. And in terms, I think personally in rare, his price is much more fair. But we have seen here that Island Trader, which is apparently a trader, has bought 2 of him in a recent time. So when we talk about trading in rare, I actually think Szczesny is a much better option if we go to rare. Because that price isn't that bad. In rare, yeah, in rare, this one is I'm very tempted to pick up this one. Very tempted. I don't have the Ethereum. I'm very close to have enough Ethereum for him. I'm very tempted. Like, in one way, it could be a very big overpay. But as I said, I'm not here for a long-term investment. And Barcelona have been pretty solid so far, and it's Sevilla, and after that Espanyol, Celta Vigo, Brest. It's a hard one. I may go for him actually. Sergio Herrera, not good enough. There aren't too many standout goalkeepers here, to be 100% honest. Mamardashvili is an interesting option with Las Palmas, Getafe. He's a great option, don't get me wrong, but defensively Valencia isn't too strong. Kunde is also an interesting one. We could go for this guy right here. I love the way Villarreal is playing, by the way. I think they play very, very fun football. And it's Getafe, Valladolid, Vallecano, Ayaves. That is a very, very good run of fixtures. Very good run of fixtures. And if we go to the roster, we have, of course, Alex Baena. We have him. I'm not sure if I want to purchase him in limited level. We may actually do that, because I think Villarreal will have a very, very good run in at the end of this, or at the middle of to the end of this season. And also with Ayose Perez. He's another player that I don't know what's the deal with, because he played against Espanyol, but he didn't play against Las Palmas for some reason. And he will also be a very, very interesting player to pick up. We could go for a little cheeky Villarreal stack in limited. That isn't the worst idea I've had in a while, actually. I think that is I'm pretty tempted by going for a Villarreal collection in limited, with Nicolas Pepe also being in form, Barry being very, very good. He was very good against Las Palmas, and he's a player that gets to a lot of chances here. 3 big chances missed. And he's a player that is relied on, and if he can keep up these type of performances, he's a very, very good player to get. So Barry, I really like him. And this guy as well is pretty solid. And the question now is, do we purchase a collection here? Because then we should probably play them in the La Liga sector. But of course we will be out-competed with a lot of different collections. A lot of them. But I really like this team in general when I've watched them. And they also have this guy right here that is a player for Villarreal's second team, if I'm not mistaken, and also a player that has international utility. So yeah, I'm very, very intrigued by this team. We could go for that, boys. And also Kamvala being in this team. Probably the biggest weakness is the defense. But for collection purposes, you could go for offensive, and now I'm talking about the La Liga sector specifically. I think we have very, very bad teams in La Liga. I need to just check here. Wow. What a performance by Jakob Jul. What a performance. We also have a decisive action from Dara O'Shea. Okay. And the rest of the guys not doing too well. Luis Milla with a decent score so far. Yeah, I'm a little bit unsure about it, because then we need to build out in La Liga. But I think I want to do it. So in La Liga, we could go for something like this after the international break. If we can we change to La Liga? Okay, we can change to La Liga, but either way, we have now in midfield, we have Baena. There we go. And in attack, we have can we add? Yeah, we have we could go for Barry, but I'm not sure that I love that shout too much. Hamstring injury until 15th in 10th. Okay, so Gerardo Moreno may be back soon. But what is the thing with Ayose Perez? Ayose Perez injury. Let's check. Okay. Villarreal head coach Ayose Perez is fresh and super. Let's go on Twitter. Marshall confirms in person. We don't want to take a risk that it turns into a long-term injury. Okay. Okay, so it doesn't necessarily need to be a long-term injury, but it doesn't look good with Ayose Perez. If we go to latest, and if you scroll down, we could also have Lo Celso in the team. Okay, so Gerard Moreno is very close to returning, very close. Is available. Okay, so we could go for Gerard Moreno and Lo Celso, because all of those guys are very, very good. Or Barry also, maybe. But Lo Celso is like extremely expensive, so I'm not sure if he's the right one to go for at the moment. But this guy right here, he has been, wow, some incredible AA performances by this guy right here. Wow, okay, I love that, to see that from attacking player. It's a lot from attacking as well, and a lot here as well, many attempted assists and etc. Over like all over the place, he's the best scorer in general, like historically. Ayose Perez is by far the best one, but Barry is also a very, very interesting one to go for. In terms of his price, he have spiked a little bit. I don't know why, but okay, so he's now pretty expensive. I'm not sure what's the case there. I would love to go for Ayose Perez, but he's currently injured. We could also go for Gerard Moreno, which should be a pretty damn good option. But I think the standout player probably is Lo Celso. Lo Celso, let's look at him. But like, this is way too expensive. We could try to get him in the classic version. There is some classic for around 23, around that. If we're able to get him for that price, it's not that bad. Because, I'm sorry, after the international break, we have Osasuna, which is a tough fixture, which isn't the best of a fixture. So I actually think Villarreal, like as I've said, I think offensively this is such a good team to go for. Especially with Getafe in the first fixture. Let's go to limited. So yeah, he is expensive. He is of course expensive, but not as expensive as many other players. And we could also go for, if we go to La Liga, and if we go to Footmob, could also look here and try if there are any players we could go for here that have like specifically very good upcoming fixtures. Because by the looks of it, there aren't too many. If I go there, yeah, let's look at it. Will you think about Bundesliga? Maybe. I may do that. Wow, okay, so many Manchester City versus Fulham. Kovacic with 2 goals. Pereira scored first. Bernardo Silva, what is happening in this match? Okay, so Gundogan is a player that I recently sold, so hopefully he didn't do too well. Okay, 2 shots and big chance missed. That isn't great for his score. Okay, but he hasn't been doing bad. In terms of Fulham, surprised by their performance so far. But I'm now going to look ahead, is my current plan. Arsenal not scoring yet against Fulham, that is a huge surprise. That is a huge surprise, and also Aaron Ramsdale haunting them. We'll love to see that. West Ham 2-1 up. Brentford 4 goals. 4 goals to Brentford. That is insane. Let's go lineup. Johnson with a bad performance by the looks of it, or maybe not. And wow, Mbeumo with another great performance. So yeah, interesting. Some incredible matches so far though. Wow, okay. And Holstein Kiel with a comeback. Werder Bremen losing to Freiburg. Ritsu Duan scoring. Chances created. No good performance by the looks of it from Marvin Duksch, unfortunately. And hopefully we can get a goal from him. But this is a huge performance by Holstein Kiel. Wow, okay, so this will be very, very interesting to see if they can hold on to this. But yeah, as I were about to say, let's look ahead in La Liga. Because there is a lot happening here. And something I want to utilize is the worst teams. And specifically here with Real Valladolid, which hasn't been great. Also Leganés with Atletico Madrid. I think actually after the international break, purchasing Jan Oblak and also Barcelona against Sevilla, it's such a great fixture. I'm not sure about this one. We could also go to Bundesliga. But I feel like Bundesliga is such a hard league to predict. Let's go for Premier League if we can try to find something clever here. We have... so there aren't any standout fixtures. I think actually Manchester United versus Brentford is a pretty good fixture here. For like if you look at it overall, there aren't too many standout fixtures. Let's go for League One, or we could go for Serie A. And let's look ahead. We could go for Napoli, for example, try to utilize that fixture. Milan versus Udinese, maybe. Try to go for a Milan defensive stack here. Or go for League One. Now I'm trying to look if there are any fixtures that I can like really target and earn a little bit money on, maybe. And if we look ahead here, maybe Lyon, which has not a double feature. We need to scroll down. I forgot about that. We could also go for Monaco. Monaco has been good. I'm not sure. It's a tough one, and we haven't gone so far with the tinkering now, boys. But I think we will go for something like this. In terms of the champion stack or La Liga. I'm not sure if we will play champion or La Liga as well, because I really like going for Ayose Perez if he's fit, or Barry, or Gerard Moreno because he's very close. Gerard Moreno, and then go for Alex Baena. And then go for the next one here, which will probably be someone like Lo Celso. It could be Lo Celso. I actually really like Lo Celso as an option. Let's just take in Lo Celso here, and it will probably be a classic season Lo Celso card here. And then we have Gimenez, most likely Gimenez, because he is my bad, Gimenez. There we go. He is most likely the best scorer here in the Atletico Madrid team. And that fixture against Leganés is very good. And hopefully he starts. And then we have Oblak. And then we captain probably Alex Baena or Gerard Moreno. So we have Jan Oblak in goal against Leganés. Gimenez against Leganés. And then we have Alex Baena against Getafe. Gerard Moreno, if he's back, against Getafe, or then we go for Barry or another forward. And most likely from Villarreal, because they play so fun football. As you can see here, a lot of goals in each match. And then we have Lo Celso as the last player. Something like that could be very fun and a very competitive team. And a team that we may go for. But when you rebuild your gallery, it's very hard because there are so many players that you want to replace. And I'm a little bit stuck at the moment because I don't know 100% which direction I want to go for. And also looking at the team so far, I just hope that Marvin Duksch can get a goal or something at the end. But the rest of the team's not doing too well. Anton with a good comeback score. Semenyo with a decent AA performance. But nothing special all over the place here. A lot of mediocre performances as you can see here. But the one thing I'm very intrigued for this game week is if we scroll all the way up to this one right here. I have very high expectations for this one. Because we have Ugarte, Lico Giannis and also Liga that could do very well this game week, and also we have gotten the captaincy spot on. And if we look ahead, the goal is to go to come first. And it's not impossible. It's not impossible. Let's hope for the best. And I think this will be the stream, boys. Sorry for a little short stream today. I don't feel the vibe 100% now when it comes to the gallery changes. I still want to wait a little bit when it comes to purchasing players and etc. Trying to watch out for the goal rush market and try to look at the percentages, because I'm not sure how good this is to purchase now and if it's actually worth it to pay the premium or not. So I will make some videos about this in the future and if it's worth it or not. It looks very good and it's a bonus from purchasing players, but I don't know and don't think it's worth it to purchase players just for this. And I'm a little bit uncertain about that one specifically. But I'm going to make some food now and also watch some matches and also play a competition. So it will be very interesting. I will catch you next one. Maybe some more streams in the future if you guys are up for it. And more Sorare videos in the future as well. I hope you have enjoyed this one. And I think something like this will be the first team, because in this stream we have built mainly the first team. And it will probably be something like Jan Oblak, Jose Gimenez, Alex Baena, Gerard Moreno most likely, or Barry, and then we have Lo Celso. That will be the La Liga team that we will build towards in Limited. And leave in the comments, do you agree with this team or do you want to change any of these players? Gimenez is probably the player that I'm the most uncertain of, but yeah, as I said, my name is Linus Alden, and I will of course catch you in the next one.